Hey guys, I just want to show you this latest project that I'm working on. It's a 2004 Yamaha R6 and it's my buddy's. He pretty much dropped it going down a hill on a rainy day and tipped it over and it landed on the gas tank. So I'm just going to walk around and show you what it's like. So here, the upper fairing is cracked, the mirror came off. It actually was attached to this upper frame stay, which is cracked right there. It's cracked right there. This gauge, which is hanging by itself right there. I actually wrote this back from this place on like the top of, it's like 10 miles away from downtown San Francisco to Daly City, and I took the local roads and this thing was just like popping off the entire time, and you know, I couldn't go on the freeway because I was afraid this thing would fall off. So I bought a new one of these. Over here, the headlight is cracked. I bought a new headlight as well. I bought a new upper front fairing. Over here, we have scuffs. I'm planning to take this off, bondo it up, sanding it to smoothen it, then painting it, clear coating it back to the factory red. Down here, we have some more cosmetic imperfections. This was actually supposed to be black, so I'll paint this black. I'll paint this red. This, not sure if I want to buy a new one, but it's scuffed as well. Mechanically, it's fully functional. I wrote it back, no problems. Gas tank, this is where it's bent and the paint chipped off. Yeah, you can see right here, it's supposed to bulge out. This bulges in. The seat is ripped. The shifter bar is broken or snapped off. Might leave that there. This needs to be painted black. Turn the light back on. Has a Yoshimura exhaust, carbon fiber exhaust, and the only scuff it has is here, so I can probably sand this down and polish it. Over here, we have some more cosmetic damage on the fairing. Same thing, sanding it, painting it here. Yeah, sanding, painting it red. This isn't too bad. This has some damage. This as well, and this is cracked. Headlamp is scuffed, and I might just leave these mirrors there. So, to extent of the damage, pretty much if I replace this and the headlight, the windscreen as well, put the mirror back on, it's gonna be rideable. Then I'll just make it look pretty, try to flip it. I bought it for $900, probably spend around maybe $300 or $400, and then try to sell it for $2,000 to $2,500. I'll just keep you guys posted on the progress. This is the original seat. It's torn all the way here, which is why it's duct taped. It's torn there. I bought replacement fabric, so I'm going to take all these staples out and then I'm going to redo the seat. I don't have the correct tool, but I use these wire cutters and I essentially just pried these staples off. So I got all of them off and all of them are over here. This is the cushion. I actually had two seats. I took both the cushions off to see which one was better. That one is better. I'm going to use this piece of plastic, and then this is the leather or cloth. And as you can see, there's a lot of wrinkles. I'm just going to leave it flat for a while. As these dry, they collected moisture, and then when I'm done, I'm going to put that on top of that, cut it, and staple it. I picked up an electric staple gun. That's the one right there with 1/4 inch or 6mm T50 staples, and then we have this seat. Finished drying it out, so I watched an example of how to install a seat cover. You tack the bottom on the center, you stretch it out, tack the top, then you do the two sides. So I have that ready, and this is what it looks like for now. So this was tacked in. I pulled it as much as I could and stapled that, pulled it on that and that side. I'm gonna start pulling the other ends and then tack them in or staple them in so it looks a lot more smooth. So I'll show you guys when I'm done with it. I also ironed this, so it got rid of the lines. You can still see some of them, but the majority of them are removed. This is the rear seat, and this is the front seat. Today I did some quick sanding, then I did some Bondo and some primer in places that were ready. For these, I'll need to wait for the Bondo to dry, and then I'll sand them again, and then I'll primer them. These are the fairings that were painted black, and they're also clear coated. These pieces have been sanded down to 400 grit. I also use soapy water to wipe them down, and then I hose them. So I'll just wait for them to dry, and another day I'll start painting them. Some of these pieces finished drying, so there's the front fairing, there's a new headlight, there's a new windshield, there's some other things that I need to redo because it wasn't turning out. This is the side fairing, and these are the bottom fairings. I'm going to start putting these on the bike over here. I know it's a little messy, but it's just the way I operate. I need to clean things up, and I'm going to replace the stuff. I'm going to buff the fairings afterwards so they shine a little more. This is the old front fairing that was cracked. It's cracked over here. And I put the new headlight in. That's the old one. There were 5 screws that went in. There's one behind my thumb, one right there, one right there, one right there, and one right there. Once you put the headlight on to the front fairing, there's a screw that goes on right there, one right there, and one right here. Leave these 2 off, the ones at the top off for now, because we're gonna put this air duct back in and then put the screws in right there and right there. The air duct thing has been installed. Next we'll put the windshield back on, and we'll take the screw off, slide this into place, and then tighten it down. Want to make sure that the windshield goes above this tab right there. It's right here on the other side, that way it slides in. I have this screw in right there, and I'm going to use a 5mm Allen key to tighten it. Might be different for you. I got the cluster in. There's 3 screws right there. This lines up right here, and I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's going to be a screw that goes there, right there, right there, right there, and then these 2 other ones that go on the left side and on the right there. It's easier to see right here. There's 4 on the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then there's 2 on the top. There's 2 holes right there that line up with the holes right there in the middle. There's 2 relays that just slide right in. And right there. I got most of this half on. I got to put the rest back on too. It's a slow and tedious process. It comes with 4 sections, and I got 2 on right now, so I got to do the other 2. I got the rim tape installed. We got the random orbital buffer, some rubbing compound, and started doing it on the bike. Everything is back on. The fairings have been polished, and I also waxed them, so that is everything for now. I'm gonna take some pictures when the lighting is better outside, probably an hour before sunset, and then I'm gonna post this thing on Craigslist. Here is the finished bike. I'm just gonna walk around it and show you guys what it looks like. Going around the bike, I have the rear cowl painted. I have all of the fairings except the tank painted. This was buffed out. This was painted. Right here, did a little polishing. It's not the best, but it's better than nothing. I replaced this peg because originally they had the left peg on there, and it was just when you put your foot down, it's supposed to stay firm, but it was moving back. So I got that replaced. The seat has new leathers, new frame stay, new front fairing, new double bubble windshield, and new lamp that was painted as well.